Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to price an Andersen E Series 2-panel hinged patio door. And this is going to be an in-swing door, and we're going to do a standard 6 feet wide by 8 foot tall size. Andersen has a great tool on their website where you can actually design the product that you want, and then Andersen will connect you with a dealer. So in the Dallas, Texas area, Brennan, we are one of the largest dealers that they work with, and so we're happy to show you how to build your window and then happy to provide you with a price. Here we go. We are going to select a patio door, and we're going to do hinged. We're going to select the E Series because the E Series is the most customizable. A lot of times we'll start with an E Series because let's say it has all of these options. And depending on whether or not those options are needed, or if the price point doesn't make sense, or, I mean, let's just face it, right? A simpler product will do. We'll take a few steps down and maybe even go backwards to a different product series from Andersen, or maybe even a different product altogether. So Andersen's products are either clad wood or Fibrex. Sometimes a homeowner might want a vinyl door or an aluminum door. We're fortunate that we have all of that. However, Andersen is typically the most popular, so we're just going to start by pricing Andersen products. So we're going to choose this door. Okay, we're going to start with a 72 inch or 6 foot wide by 96 inch tall door. Okay. And we're actually going to choose a traditional frame profile. So that just means the perimeter around the glass is going to be thicker. More traditional architectural, Georgian, Federalist, Colonial are going to have these thicker profiles. If you're doing something more contemporary or modern, you may want to look at their thinner profile. But either one, or they're both great options. It's really just a design and an aesthetic choice. So moving forward, we're actually going to select an 8 inch bottom rail height instead of the taller 12. Okay, so when it comes to the interior of Andersen's clad product, you're talking the 200, 400, A, and E Series doors, you can select whether you want the inside painted or if you want the wood to be unfinished or stained. Gosh, I would say most clients leave the interior wood unfinished. However, let's say that you're putting this in a children's room or a library or a breakfast nook. You might want to paint it, right? You might want to paint it to match the trim. You may want to add like a glossy, super heavy duty paint so that it holds up better than just unfinished wood. So in that case, we're going to price this product today with a primed interior finish. So the way that it works with Andersen is you select the wood and then you select the primed option. So anytime we're priming wood, I always recommend choosing pine as the species because it's less expensive and you can find pine trim readily available from Home Depot, Lowe's, big box stores, or even like your local millwork shop. The reason why that matters is if you're framing out a window or a door, most cases, you want the trim and the window to align or match because they're going to take finish the same way. So for example, if I prime and paint pine, that looks a certain way. If I prime and paint Douglas fir, that looks a certain way. And a lot of times you're going to want that to look similar. So I recommend choosing the same wood species on the inside as the trim that you're going to use. So a lot of times if you're looking at a vinyl option, you can't do that, right? Because vinyl, the finish is the finish, right? There's no matching vinyl with wood trim. You're going to have a contrast. So you might have, let's say I don't know, I'm not a painter, but let's say you have like a matte finish or a satin finish on the trim, and then you have this shiny vinyl window. Some folks don't want that. Some folks don't mind it, and so really you have ultimate control over your finished product. Sorry for the tangent, but I know it comes up a lot. So for this purpose, we're going to choose primed. So the windows are ready to be painted once they come on site. Okay, on to hardware. I think for this one, I'm going to choose the Yuma. And I'm going to choose distressed nickel. So the Yuma is kind of more of a classic hardware set, handle set. And so for the traditional style and that 8-inch bottom rail, it just kind of makes sense to do something a little more ornate. It calls a little more attention to the hardware. So I'm going with the Yuma over maybe some of the sleeker product hardware options. Blinds between the glass. For this purpose, and to give you an idea of what blinds between the glass, or how blinds between the glass can impact price, I'm going to price this one with blinds between the glass. And we're going to do white. And you can see here, this is what it would look like when the blinds are down and open. You'll be able to lift them up and tilt them. So depending on the look that you want, you will be able to get maximum sunlight, or if you want a slight degradation of sun, you can get that too. Just depends on what you want to do. So we're not going to do grills with the blinds between the glass, right? So that would be super busy and probably not a good design choice. So exterior door color, we are going to choose, let's choose white. White's a very traditional color. We're going to select white. And I'm not going to include any trim, no brick mold, no casings, simply the door jamb, threshold, hardware. I'll leave the trim up to you, your builder, your carpenter, or your architect to decide. Lots of choices there. So typically when you're building a patio door, you can select from, let's say, 4, 5, 6 glass options. With Andersen, you're not able to do that with blinds between the glass. It has something to do with the way the glass and the blinds interact in that tiny space. So they're only giving us one option, they're low E4. So it's a good glass package. It's not their best glass package, but you're going to reap some efficiency benefits because you have those blinds. So, excuse me. If you didn't have the blinds, you might want a better glass package to block the sun from coming in. But in this case, the blind's going to do that for you. So you can afford to have a lower quality glass package. Okay, so Andersen's design tool does a great job of summarizing the product. In the notes below, I'll actually post a link to this specific product so that if you want to go and see everything that made up this product, you can, right, for sure. So just in summary, we have a 6-foot wide by 8-foot tall door, traditional styling, traditional profile, blinds between the glass. It's primed on the inside, ready for you or your painter to handle that part of the project. 2-panel, and the cost on this door to you is $7,500. That does not include tax or installation. And again, right, so the things that really impact the price are the blinds between the glass and just the E Series in general, the aluminum clad exterior. There's a price premium on that compared to some of their other product lines. It's definitely more expensive than, let's say, a vinyl or an aluminum option, but it's heritage quality, right? Like, this is an Andersen product. It's their most customizable product. It's most suited for architects and builders, and it's kind of up there at the top of being the best, right? So this is a best-in-class door, and the price point reflects that. Now, may not be for you. It may not be for most folks out there. Perfectly fine, right? Lots of people have patio doors from other places, other styles, other materials, other vendors. Luckily, we offer a little bit of everything, and so if this isn't in your wheelhouse, that's okay. There's a lot of great products that are. So, thank you so much for watching. We look forward to doing more of these pricing videos to give you an idea of what to expect when you're buying a patio door, because, you know, getting pricing can sometimes take a while. You got to schedule an appointment. You need to meet with somebody. They're going to take measurements. They're going to give you an in-home demonstration, and all that is great and fine and helpful. But if we can give you, 5 or 10 minutes of your time to get you pricing, to kind of get you started, that's all we're trying to do. So thanks a ton.